Welcome, everyone. I am thrilled to be your new superintendent. I've already had the chance to meet many of you face to face, but I thought for our first Institute Day, it'd be a little nice for me to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a former high school English teacher. I have worked in both K-12 districts as a district administrator, and a high school as a building administrator. And I am now excited to be your new superintendent this year. So I'm really thrilled to have all of you here today. And the times that I've gotten to know you and talked to many of you has been inspiring to me that this is going to be a great year for our district. So the Board of Education, I'm going to get right to where we really want to head this year. Our primary goal this year is really to create a facilities vision plan for our school and for our district. And so we are going to outline today the steps that we're going to take to get there and the involvement that you can have in that. Because one thing is certain, that when the atmosphere and environment encourages learning, learning can occur. And that really comes through three main things. You see learning at the center. We want learning and our students learning at the center of everything we do. We have the people, everybody in this room right now. You are wonderful teachers. You are dedicated to students and their learning. But we have some work to do in our environment. And that came across very clear when I was able to look at the climate survey when I first came in. And that is the primary focus that I and the Board of Education and your principal are going to be working on this school year. So you're wondering, how are we going to do that? Well, I'd like to start out with where our current state is. So our current state, according to our climate survey, and you guys gave us lots of really good data to look at. And I noticed that there's certain areas in the school, just by walking around, and also what you guys noted, that may not be up to safety codes. And that needs to be addressed immediately. There are chemical and other materials that may not be contained properly. Again, those are things that are extremely important, and so we are going to be addressing those immediately. I've talked to our support staff, our maintenance personnel, and our custodians, and we are already, you've probably seen them around working on that. And then the other thing that was really loud and clear is that you as a staff, and I know that from meeting you and talking to you, are willing to assist with developing a safe learning environment. So your input is going to be crucial. That climate leads into our student performance. I've really started to look through where our students are at, and nearly half of our students are testing below state and national averages. Our math scores indicate that 45% of our students are testing below their grade level and 38% in reading. So I believe that one of the ways we can help those students improve their achievement is by giving them a safe and secure and sound learning environment. And so that's where our focus is going to be. Because we are going to create the vision. I really understand that this water damage has led to some visible mold, these chemicals and hazardous materials, which you've noticed, we've noticed, the difference in heat and air conditioning, the inconsistency resulting in too hot or too cold of rooms, and possible pest infection. We cannot have a learning organization unless we have some of those things in place. And in order to do that, we need to have a shared vision of what we want our learning organization to look like. So we're really going to look at these three steps to success. There is an RFP out right now to hire a full inspection and report of our entire facility and what needs to be, what those immediate concerns are, what are the short-term and long-term goals. So once an RFP is a request for proposals, so according to our school law, we have to put out a request, and then we get bids from contractors who will do this inspection for us. And then the leadership team, including some of our board members, myself, and our principal, will review the report and we will design the strategic plan components. So what steps do we need to take to start addressing the things that come back to us in the report? Once we do that, we will have another meeting similar to this to share those components with you as our staff and enlist staff volunteers to serve on action team committees, depending on where you see you best fitting into that. Because our school matters. It is extremely positive to me that many staff members here are willing and excited to contribute. The amount of you that have come up and talked to me about wanting to help make our school better is commendable. I've been at a lot of schools and that is not the case everywhere. I feel that our schools are an external reflection of our values. And if we take care of our school facilities, that transfers into the feeling that we care for our students. The way we care about our external buildings, even our own appearances, that shows how much we care for our students. And 3, we value the input of staff and your climate survey, which really has led me to take immediate action as your new superintendent. So our school matters. For me, ensuring safe, secure learning spaces to encourage deeper learning experiences by all of our students is my mission. So how are we going to get there? We've got some next steps. So we should be getting that RFP to the Board of Education on the September 25th with the contractor that we're recommending. At that point, a communication will be sent out to all stakeholders in my electronic superintendent's newsletter. That contract of the inspection will be done by November 1st. And then from November 1st to December 15th, we will be really working to develop a strategic plan with both internal and external groups to make sure that we can present that to you. You will get information to you before you leave for winter break so that at the January Institute Day, we will be divided into selected strategic planning groups once we've kind of developed those big umbrella items that we're going to focus on. In each of our group, you'll have a leader who will develop an action plan, and then you will develop the steps for that action plan, the dates, and the individuals responsible. And that I am looking for those who want to take part in learning how to lead through some strategic planning. So an email will be going out asking for those who are interested in that. And then we will also allow for after-school meetings with community participation. As a superintendent, as a community member, myself, I believe it's crucial that we have our community involved in participating where their children attend school. So I'd like to allow for some evenings where we can do that. And our timeline to completion with all of this, with the short-term goals that we can achieve, would be August 2018 for the new school year. So the start of next school year, we'd have a really solid plan in place. The way that we're going to do that is through various communication means. So one of the ways will be a newsletter. A monthly electronic newsletter will be constructed to inform all stakeholders during all steps in the process. So you'll get a copy of that. Community members get a copy of that. We will also hold 2 community nights to showcase our progress and ask for additional input. And we will host a grand opening prior to the first day of school in 2018. And in addition to that, I think student voice is crucial. So this year, your principal and I will be working to meet monthly with a student group of all ages to gather input on their ideal learning environment needs, to take into consideration the things that they believe is really important. So in closing, in this part, we're just at the beginning stages. We've really been able to identify our problem and pull some data. We're going to deeply review some more data. We're going to come up with some strategic approaches, and we're going to resolve some issues so that our students can be successful. We really believe in the work that we are doing and how important it is. And this is not just about us. This is also about our community, our students, and our families. And we cannot accomplish all that we need to do without working together. So I'm looking forward to partnering with you and making this a great year and a great project. Thank you very much, and we will be on to our next section.